What's up? What's up? I'm breakboardd, and I just want to kind of talk about the idea of just taking time out for yourself and game some. Like, I'm just sharing my thoughts. This ain't really, I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker or anything like that. I just want to talk to you guys about taking time to game, especially if you're a gamer. If you're a gamer and you're an older gamer, as an adult, you get busy with the 9 to 5, and you got your family, you got your wife, you got maybe other in-laws and stuff, that's living in a house, or maybe they're your parents and stuff, and you may have that Xbox, you may have that PlayStation just sitting there, and maybe some old games. I mean, you may not even have like the newer stuff, but you do got some games that bring you joy. And every day you may look at it, it may be collecting dust and stuff, but you think to yourself, when am I going to play? The weekend comes. After a busy week, when am I going to play? When am I going to take time for play? When am I going to take time for me so I can play? And I just think that's crazy. I know I don't want to have a life like that where I won't allow myself the pleasure of gaming. I feel like, yeah, we get busy. Absolutely. Who's not going to get busy? But we do need to take some time out to just play a game. Play something. Enjoy yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Especially if it's a game that you really like. And like taking yourself back when you were a kid, back when, and for me, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, I'm showing my age right there. Those were the games that I remember playing with my brother and my sister and my cousins and even my friends, just going to people's houses and pulling out the game, whatever game it was. If it was Streets of Rage, if it was the Nintendo I mean, not Nintendo, sorry, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games and stuff, those 3-player games, maybe in the 4-player games. Well, not really 4, the 2-player games, because that was more of Nintendo 64. But that's with the Mario Kart and the Mario Tennis and stuff. But even that time, even during those times, that was amazing. I had some of my greatest times when I was gaming. Some of my greatest memories, fondest memories, summer memories, because those usually are times where kids can just let loose, don't have to worry about the restraints of having to study, go to sleep on a set schedule. Like, hey, it was a free for all in my house. When I was a kid, my parents were middle class, working class, in some ways upper middle class in a way and stuff, and they were able to afford a lot, which I was super blessed as a kid to be able to have that. And I know some people didn't, but some of my friends wouldn't. Some of my friends wasn't middle class, and they would come to my house, and we would just kick back and enjoy. I tried to at least make an environment that was fun and safe for the people around me to just go out there and enjoy. We had music playing, but that that that's why you look at that PlayStation that you bought. You spent the money on, and it's being dusty in the corner, old dusty PlayStation in the corner and stuff. And you don't just miss it. It's like it's bigger than just missing it. You're missing that, you know, that pleasure, that fun. And I'm not trying to say that your family members and kids and wife don't give you pleasure and fun. I'm not saying vacationing doesn't give you pleasure and fun as well too. Yeah, those things do too. Don't get me wrong. True. But the game though, is your game. It's the challenge of it. You know, it's it's playing that not okay, so I'm gonna take it even a step further. It's not even just playing the game that's really relaxing to the brain. It's like taking yourself away just for a moment. Even if you play like 5, 10 minutes, I mean, 5 minutes is kind of short, but 10 minutes to an hour, you can get caught up in some games. But just taking just some you time. And if you time is grabbing the controller and playing, then I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see no issue with that. I don't know why social media makes or vilifies gamers so much. Like, I don't understand that. And I'm not saying that everybody on social media does that and stuff, but they just make it seem like, well, if you do that, I don't know, they throw that in with like drinking or you know what I'm saying? Like, why? But I get, don't get me wrong. I do get if you just stay in a house all day and don't make anything of yourself. If you just closed in, lights off, not touching grass. I'm not telling you to don't do those things. I'm saying that if you want to play, go ahead and play. You know what I'm saying? Like, take some time out. No, you can't have the baby in the in your little in the nursery of your house that you have and crying and looking for dad, looking for mom, and y'all are both on the sticks, you know? Like, I'm not saying that. We're not saying that. I'm not saying that, at least. But I am saying that, if it's cool, talk to your wife, talk to your husband, talk to whoever you need to, even talk to your kids, include them in. I know some people don't care for their kids to be game with them or want them to read more, which these things are good. I do. I feel like that stuff is good. That's cool, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's cool. And they should. Let's broaden education. Let's broaden our vocabulary. Let's learn. Like, books are very, very important. They're useful tools, to use to accomplish, to accomplish like learning in itself. But you can learn a lot from gaming as well too. I'm not trying to just be the gamer spokesperson and stuff, even though it's may come out like that. Like I said, I'm just sharing my thoughts, man. That's all I'm doing. Just sharing how I feel about taking some time out for yourself to game if you want to. When I would game, or when I do game, I get lost in the game. And something about that is so cool, to get lost in the challenge. Because when I'm finished with the game, or when I say finished, I mean like finished with the mission. Sometimes you finish the whole game if you take the time. A lot of games, you just don't, you're not just playing it just for a few minutes and then stopping. Like, a lot of these games take 8 hours to complete, 3-4 hours to complete, if you're looking to be a completionist. But I'm just saying, the casual, roam free, I mean, I'm gonna just ride a horse. This game lets me ride a horse and ride through the forest and collect stuff, trinkets, gold or whatever's like that. Just that. Let your mind process. Like, you can utilize this. You can leverage this. I think you can leverage somehow, some way, for you gaming and for you to decompress and collect your thoughts if you need to. Like, while you're doing that, can you imagine how easy it would be? Now, I'm not talking about trying to beat a boss, but if you do, cool. You could beat a boss. Maybe that's the biggest completion that you did all day. Maybe you had like a down day, boss getting on your actual boss getting on your nerves. This and that is happening. This and that, and had car problems. All this kind of stuff that's going on in your life, and you just want to win, man. You just want some kind of win, and that could be your win. I don't see a problem with that, long as you're not like running away or shirking on your responsibilities and stuff. Then there shouldn't be too much of a problem with you having some you time on the sticks, playing the game. So, like I said, okay, so let me get back to what the point I was trying to make a second ago. So that's some good time for you just to relax. You know how, okay, let me tell you. So, have you ever just been laying in bed? Just, you just need to lay down. You just needed to, things are going, crazy. You got a tornado in your head and you just need to kind of process it all. You need to just kind of look at things, plan this stuff out. So you just lay in bed And from that point, you start to, how big the problem was, you start to figure out solutions. Isn't that crazy how it's like that? And I do that also when I'm in the shower. I do that when I'm driving, and I also do that when I'm gaming. When it's a game that is allowing me, like Minecraft, or like I said, an open world, and I just need to kind of figure things out. I use gaming as another substitute of how I can like plan out my time, because not only that, you can always pause the game, maybe get you a notepad or something like that, and just jot down some stuff, like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. Oh, my grocery list. Because it's something about why you are doing something that is not a task that is, so heavy. And I'm psychologically, I know, psychiatrists can term this stuff better, but I'm just saying, I'm just speaking. Like I said, let me speak, let me do my thing, But while you're doing something, a task, and that task is not a heavy task, is requiring too much of your mind, your thought process, that you could be free. And with that freedom, you could start thinking about other things while you're playing. It's almost like being on a treadmill, and you're going to be on a treadmill for 10 minutes, and you just put on music, and song after song go by, and you're looking around and stuff. And next thing you know, that 10 minutes go by quick, and you have thought so many thoughts in that time span. In that time span of just being on that treadmill, you have thought so many thoughts. And from that point, you get off and just like, wow, I pushed it. That was 10 minutes. It felt terrible at the time, but now that I'm off, now I know exactly what I was going to write on my paper. You know what I'm saying? The paper I was going to write, there you go. Got it. And that can also be when you're gaming. So I feel like what I was trying to say is, it's okay. You can use that as a leverage as well. When I say leverage, I'm saying like, like I understand that we put gaming in the category of entertainment and fun, just like watching the movies and the entertainment and fun. But the difference between the gaming and then watching a movie, in my opinion, or a TV show and stuff, which can both be entertaining, is that when you're gaming, you also are accomplishing some kind of task. I kind of put, sorry, my alarm always got to go off when I'm recording a video. I don't know. Yes, I need to cut that off. Yes, I need to cut it off. I don't know why. I got an alarm. It goes off. But okay, get back to the point. So putting I look at that task like as in like when you're walking around and your place, your house, your apartment or stuff, or your room and stuff, and you're cleaning up as you are trying to figure something out, trying to plan a vacation or something like that, and you go and just separate your dirty clothes from the color clothes, the white clothes, and while you're doing those things at the same time, you start to come up with stuff like ideas, thoughts, things just start to appear out of nowhere. And I feel like that with gaming as well too. So when I'm gaming, that's usually what comes to mind. I can plan out my week while I'm gaming. But like I said, it's only when it's like open world free, that's not requiring too much of my focus and my attention, And open world stuff is kind of the pace, I could say, the pace that I can go at where I just need to collect my thoughts. So, if you feel like that being a gamer or having time to game is just too much, too busy for you, then I understand, life could be busy, but I'm just saying, like, it's cool, man. It's cool. You could take some time out if you want to. So do so. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Like, I'm just telling you how I just feel about the subject. And this is just a casual talk from breakboardd, just saying, it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to, to have responsibilities. And I mean, good. We should have responsibility. I feel like that. We should have responsibilities. But it's okay to take some time out if it's cool with everybody. But it takes some time out for yourself and go play just for a bit. I just wanted to share that thought just because, I don't know, it came to mind. I was reading something and it kind of struck me as how gaming being not just being a gamer, but the vilification of gaming to be like something that, no, none of this, none of that. You can't do this. No smoking, no game. Like, oh, smoking and gaming. I don't smoke and I ain't never going to smoke, but don't put those two together. Like, not at all. They are not the same thing. But, I'm taking up for the gamers, So yeah, that's kind of it. Just kind of wanted to talk about that. If you feel like that, cool. Make sure you give me a like, please. If you want to. And I'll make some more videos for you guys. But yeah, just saying. All right, until next time, people, I will talk to you later, share some more thoughts and stuff. And like I always say, peace out, people.